Hello everybody, I'm Dylan and today we're going to talk about Fair Haven, a movie first shown in festivals and such in 2016 and got a digital and DVD release in 2017. The film was directed by Kerstin Karlhuber, the story written by Jack Bryant and released by Breaking Glass Pictures. So the film starts with James, played by Michael Grant. He's being picked up by his father from the train station. His father is played by Tom Wopat. Yeah, the Duke of Hazzard himself is in this movie. So James is coming home after what we assume was a few months in gay conversion therapy. Wow, that sounds lovely. So right off the bat, you can tell that James' relationship with his father is rather awkward. His father runs an apple farm in a very rural backwoods town. So James is a pianist, he loves to play the piano, and he wants to study music. But his father reveals that his college money has been spent on his gay conversion therapy and for the funeral of his late mother, who died probably within the last recent months. So as you can imagine, James is furious, and feels like he'll be trapped on his dad's apple farm forever, which seems to be what his father wants. Many of their generations have owned this farm, and so James' dad wants him to continue the tradition, but James would rather move and live his life somewhere else. So during the movie we see snippets of the counseling he's had to endure, whether by himself or in groups. So James seems to think that the therapy has worked, he seems to want a girlfriend, family, and the usual things that society pushes as the norm for everyone. But when he accidentally comes face to face with an ex-boyfriend, Charlie, played by Josh Green, he's initially angry. He's not happy about this encounter. They decide to stay civil for the sake of their work, and James is eventually set up with a local girl named Susie. James' dad gets an offer to sell the farm, but refuses because of his family history with the farm, which is a shame because it could solve him and James's financial problems. James and Charlie start spending more and more time together, while James keeps up his appearances with Susie. So I won't spoil what happens and how it all ends, but I do really like the ending of this movie. Everyone comes out a winner here. So Fair Haven does portray some of the effects of gay conversion therapy, and shows the duality of the character James. He's stuck between pleasing his dad and even initially thinking that he's in the wrong, and following his own heart while realizing that his therapy hasn't changed him at all. I think this movie does show some of the brainwash that some people go through in these therapies.
There's no such thing as gay conversion or straight conversion. It's a fairy tale.
I live in Canada in the province of Quebec, and apparently we will pass a law here soon banning all gay conversion therapies. I hope the rest of the continent and even the rest of the world will pass a law like this eventually. From what I've seen, these therapies fall under a cruel and unusual punishment category. So what do I rate Fair Haven? Well, IMDb is rated at 6.7 and Rotten Tomatoes is rated at 77%, so they're not bad scores. I'm personally gonna rate Fair Haven a 9 out of 10. Maybe some people would find it strange that I rate this movie the same as Love, Simon. I mean, obviously it doesn't have the same glitz and glamour that Love, Simon does, but I still think it's a great movie with an important message. So I can't really think of many negative points in this movie. Maybe the pacing slows down a tiny bit a couple of times. Maybe some people would like more interesting scenery, but it's a rural town with not much going on, so I think that emphasizes the point. It's a simple enough story, but the actors do a fine job in their roles. They're believable and the story is well told, so that's all I can hope for really. So, what did you think of this movie? Leave a comment, like, and subscribe. And if you're one of those unfortunate victims of conversion therapy, and yes, I did say the word victim, share your story with me. I'm always interested in hearing other people's stories. So thank you for watching everyone, so hopefully I'll see you in the next review.